What if you could throw out every laptop brick you own, one wall plug the size of a Rubik's Cube, charging your whole setup at once? This is the Anker Zolo 140W charger, 4 ports, and a real color screen built right into the brick showing live wattage and temps. Is that screen just a gimmick, or does this thing actually hold 140 watts without cooking itself? I put it through the bench tests, and the result is disappointing. Let's find out. Unboxing's clean. Inside the charger, a proper braided USB-C cable, a quick start manual. Don't toss this cable in a drawer. It's rated for 240 watts at 5 amps, PD 3.1. I ran it through a resistance tester at just under 5 feet. That's 1.5 meters, and it came back at 83 milliohms. That's genuinely low resistance for a bundled cable, which means less voltage sag when you're pulling serious wattage through it. The brick itself is a matte black cube, smooth, doesn't hold fingerprints, feels dense in the hand. We're talking 2.7 by 2.7 by 1.4 inches, or 69 by 69 by 36 millimeters. For a 4-port 140-watt charger, that's genuinely impressive shrinkage. USB-C 1 and 2 up to 140 watts each, USB-C 3 up to 40 watts, and USB-A up to 33 watts. The actual star here, the built-in color display, plug something in and you get this little face with a charging ring around it. And if the draw is low, it literally looks like it's falling asleep. Tap the button underneath and you cycle through. Total power draw, a per port breakdown, and a temperature page. Let's hook up the analyzer and see what this thing actually negotiates. On C1 and C2, it's stacked. PD 3.1 EPR, full 28 volts at 5 amps. That's your 140 watts. USB-C 3 steps down to a full 40 watts on PD 3.0 with PPS support. And the USB-A port tops out at 33 watts. AVS on C1 and C2 adjustable voltage supply scales anywhere from 15 to 28 volts. PPS support in 2 ranges, 5 to 11 volts at 5 amps and 4.5 to 20 volts at 5 amps. One more technical note, voltage ripple, that's the tiny fluctuation riding on top of the output, stayed under 30 millivolts across most of my tests, peaking around 31 millivolts at the higher loads. Exactly what you want feeding sensitive electronics. Notice this charger runs on multiple independent power converters, 1 per port, essentially instead of pulling everything from a single shared pool. So when you plug in a new device, the other 3 don't blink. No reset, no renegotiation, no momentary drop while the charger figures things out. Each port just keeps doing its own thing. Now, quick breakdown of how the power actually splits. 1 port, C1 or C2 can hit the full 140 watts solo. Plug in a second device and those 2 power ports share it, 70 and 70. Notice the pattern. C1 and C2 always get priority. No matter how many devices you throw at this thing, those 2 hold the lion's share. Now here's something worth flagging for the tinkerers watching. There's no fixed 12-volt profile in the standard PD lineup here. You got 5, 9, 15, 20, and 28 volts as fixed steps, but 12 volts, missing. Most phones and laptops won't care. They'll just negotiate through PPS or one of the neighboring fixed voltages and charge just fine. But if you're doing any DIY work, powering an LED strip through a trigger cable that expects a clean 12-volt rail, this charger might not give you what you're looking for. 12 volts is everywhere in consumer electronics, small routers, strip lighting. So it's worth knowing before you build around this thing. Now the part that actually matters. Can it hold 140 watts and for how long? Short answer, yes, but with an asterisk. Pull the full 140 watts on a single port and it holds that peak for about 30 minutes. After that, the thermal protection steps in and settles it down to a sustained 100 watts. In practice, this barely matters. Almost nothing, including a 16-inch MacBook Pro, actually pulls a flat 140 watts for half an hour straight anyway. Let's talk heat, because it does get warm. Thermal imaging shows a hot spot of 73.4 degrees Celsius. That's 164.1 degrees Fahrenheit, right near the front ports under sustained load. The prong side hits around 65.7 Celsius, 150.3 Fahrenheit, and the rest of the shell sits around 58 to 66 degrees Celsius, roughly 136 to 144 Fahrenheit. On efficiency, it ranges from 83.3% at low output all the way up to a peak of 92.45% at full 28 volts, 5 amps, the full 140 watts. If you're the kind of person with a drawer full of mismatched wall chargers, and you just want to consolidate everything into one brick, this is one of the better options out there right now. Genuinely tiny footprint for a 4-port, 140 watt charger. The screen isn't just a gimmick, it's accurate and actually useful. It comes with a real 240 watt rated braided cable and full PD 3.1 PPS and broad protocol support across the board. But it throttles from 140 watts down to 100 after 30 minutes at max load. It runs genuinely warm under sustained stress, though safely within spec. And not every device will pull its full rated speed. Honestly, that 30-minute throttle is the reason I'm not calling this excellent. It's good. Really good even, just not flawless. For most people charging laptops, phones, and tablets day to day, this is still one of the best single charger solutions on the market right now. Links to the Zolo and all the testing gear I used are down in the description. If this saved you from buying yet another charger hit, drop your current EDC setup in the comments and subscribe for more teardown content. See you in the next one.